You think you know despair. You think you know loneliness. But what happens when a man loses everyone, his friends, his family, his wealth, and the entire world seems to abandon him? This is the story of Aamir, a man who hit rock bottom, only to discover the most profound truth: when all else fails, God is the only one who never leaves. And his journey will shake your soul. Aamir had always believed that life was predictable, that hard work and honesty guaranteed reward. He had a loving family, supportive friends, and a career he took pride in. Every morning, he woke with a sense of purpose, convinced that the universe was aligned in his favor. But life, as it often does, had other plans. It began slowly at first, a minor loss here, a disappointment there, things that could be brushed aside. Yet over time, these minor setbacks grew into overwhelming waves that crashed down relentlessly. One day, his business collapsed. Years of dedication, sleepless nights, and careful planning were reduced to rubble. Banks called, creditors demanded, and the very foundation of his life vanished in front of his eyes. The friends who once celebrated his success disappeared, unable or unwilling to face the reality of his misfortune. Even his family, though present, could offer little support. Aamir felt abandoned, betrayed, completely alone. Nights were the worst. Lying in darkness, he whispered to the empty room, "Why am I here? Why has everyone left me?" Tears became his silent companion, sleep offered no escape, and every day felt like a new punishment. He tried to hold on, to fight back, to hope for help, but nothing came. The world had turned its back. Then, one night, after crying himself to exhaustion, a quiet stillness settled over him. He felt a gentle whisper inside his heart, "Trust me. I am with you." Aamir was startled. Could this be real? Could he hear God speaking to him? At first, he resisted, clinging to anger and bitterness. But when he realized that no one else could help him, he surrendered. For the first time in months, he prayed sincerely, not for wealth, not for comfort, but for strength, guidance, and courage to endure. That night, a tiny spark of hope ignited inside him. Days turned into weeks, and Aamir began noticing subtle changes. The despair was still there, but it no longer consumed him entirely. He found moments of peace in prayer and reflection. He realized that reliance on God required effort, reflection, and complete surrender. Slowly, he felt a sense of balance return to his life. His hardships, which once seemed meaningless, now began to teach him invaluable lessons. The man who had been crushed by life's circumstances started to understand that pain and loss were tools. Tools to shape him into someone stronger, someone capable of deeper love, compassion, and empathy. Aamir started reaching out to help others who were struggling. He knew the pain of abandonment intimately. He volunteered at shelters, guided people through loss, and shared his story to inspire hope. Every life he touched lifted part of the darkness within him. He realized that suffering, when approached with faith and compassion, could transform not just him, but others as well. He found purpose in pain, meaning in struggle, and hope in the midst of despair. Even as he helped others, he never lost sight of his own growth. He reflected daily on his journey, the betrayal, the isolation, the heartbreak, and recognized how each challenge had prepared him for this transformation. Pain was no longer something to fear, it was a teacher. Loneliness, a companion. Betrayal, a lesson in discerning the transient nature of human connections. And in this understanding, he found profound peace. Aamir's perspective on life shifted completely. Material wealth, recognition, and human approval no longer define success. True security, he realized, comes from within, from faith, resilience, and a connection to the eternal. Loss could no longer shake him, and betrayals could no longer break him. Every challenge became an opportunity for growth. Every hardship became proof of his strength. Every moment of despair became a reminder that the divine presence remains constant, unshakable, and eternal. There were still moments when memories of past pain resurfaced, sharp and cruel. But now, he met them with acceptance, acknowledging them without letting them dominate his spirit. He had learned that suffering cannot always be avoided, but its power over us can be diminished through trust and faith. Life, he realized, is not about avoiding storms but learning to dance in the rain. Every setback became a stepping stone. Every tear became a teacher. Every silent night became a reminder of God's unwavering presence. Through his journey, Aamir learned to appreciate life's simplest joys, the laughter of children, the warmth of sunlight, the rustle of leaves, the smile of a stranger. These small moments became symbols of life's hidden blessings, reminders that happiness does not require grandeur or wealth. It emerges naturally when we recognize the divine in every moment and cultivate gratitude and faith in our hearts. Aamir's transformation inspired those around him. People who had faced abandonment, betrayal, and despair saw in him a living example of resilience and hope. He became a guide, a mentor, and a source of reassurance. His story proved that even when the world turns its back, unwavering faith can lead to strength, peace, and transformation. He had lost everything, yet he had discovered the most powerful truth: when all else fails, God remains. Ultimately, Aamir's journey teaches us that life is not measured by possessions, social approval, or human attachment. Its true measure lies in faith, resilience, love, and the courage to endure. Even in the darkest times, there is light. Even when everyone abandons you, you are never truly alone. When you surrender to the divine and trust in God's presence, despair becomes strength, isolation becomes wisdom, and loss becomes a path to ultimate fulfillment. Aamir had lost everyone, but in losing them, he had found everything that truly matters. Peace. Strength. Purpose. Faith. He had discovered that the presence of God is eternal, constant, and unshakable. And in that realization, he became free to live fully, free to love deeply, free to face the world with courage and grace. His story is a reminder to every soul watching: no matter how deep your despair, no matter how alone you feel, God is with you. Trust Him, surrender to Him, and let your faith guide you. The world may abandon you, but the divine never will. So if you're watching this today, and you feel lost, betrayed, or broken, remember Aamir. Remember his journey. And remember this simple truth: even when you have no one, you still have God. Hold on to that, trust in that, and let it transform your life. You are never truly alone, and your darkest moments can become your greatest strength.